This episode is brought to you by Honda. When you test drive the all-electric Prologue SUV, there's a lot that could impress you about it. There's the generous passenger space, the clean, thoughtful design, and the intuitive technology. But out of everything, what you'll really love most is that it's a Honda. Visit honda.com/EV to see offers.
Whatever the occasion, effortless elegance is right this way. Because Hilton brings you new ways to stay courtesy of the Nomad London. And it doesn't stop at award-winning dining in a space draped in velvet and illuminated by vintage chandeliers. No, this day goes beyond with unparalleled personalized service and attentive hospitality. Oh, and did we mention the Nomad London can be booked using your Hilton Honors points at Hilton.com? Hilton, for this day.
This episode is brought to you by Indeed. When your computer breaks, you don't wait for it to magically start working again. You fix the problem. So why wait to hire the people your company desperately needs? Use Indeed's sponsored jobs to hire top talent fast. And even better, you only pay for results. There's no need to wait. Speed up your hiring with a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
All right, welcome to Coaching Youth Hoops from the Windy City. From the Windy City. I know.
I'm looking looking Michigan Avenue right now on top of the Apple Store, big iPad. So, and if you haven't been to Chicago, definitely the Apple Store should be on your list of places to see. And not only that, the building that we're staying in, but unfortunately you can't get in the lobby.
You can't
but just
come see it. You can see the
around
outside. So we're staying in.
So
this isn't my normal kitchen. This is but we're in the Tribune Tower. So yeah, it's great. Love Chicago.
Beautiful.
Great city. Great big little city.
That's right. Yeah.
It is.
A little cold for me, but
yeah, I know. We were walking, it was like 40 something. All right, so let's give a big shout out to our sponsor, Coach.
Coaches, go check out Game Changer. Go to gc.com/coaching with hoops.
I think so. Yeah.
That wasn't, I'm just kidding. Got it. gc.com/
messed that up before.
Youth.
That's why he's doing it.
Yeah, only once. Coaching Youth Hoops for all your in-game stats needs. It's a free app for you as a coach. You can also do game highlights, and you will have your stats at the end of the game. So you can go through in your post-game wrap-up with your players. You can also make the film available for them online to review. And best of all, the parents who can't be their grandparents, they can watch the games live. So go check it out at gc.com/coaching youth hoops.
Boom. Go do that. All right. And we got a new podcast started. Let's talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, we're taking a deep dive into the business of youth sports. So if you're an operator, tournament director, if you manage a facility, maybe you manage a club team or a rec team, you're an athletic director of, CYO athletic director to a high school athletic director, go check it out. We have a amazing lineup of speakers who are innovating in the space of youth sports. And you go to youthsportsinsider.com for more information.
All right. So today's topic is one of my favorites.
I know you love this topic.
I love this topic. End of game situations, because I can talk about end of game situations because we got I'm going to just say a questionable call with 1.8 seconds left. We'll just call it that.
You know what my old coach would say?
What?
Can't blame the refs because you put your players in that position.
We did. We didn't defend.
No, you did.
But anyway. So we have the ball, the full length of the court with 1.8 seconds. And the best part about end of game situations, and this would be one of the things I would tell coaches, is you got to practice it. So we didn't end up winning the game. So I'll spoil the end here, but with 1.8 seconds, but we did do everything that I asked them to do. So we have two end of game plays. One is called Ghost, which is when the person runs the baseline and you try to take a charge. And then we have another thing called Placebo, which is a fake kind of pass, and then it's like the Leitner kind of pass long. All I had to say to now, did I diagram it up and show it to them? Absolutely. One was in a 30, one was in a full timeout, but they knew what we were going to run. And they ran both of them to a T, and we took the charge and they didn't call it, and we got a shot and we missed it. Got to sleep at night knowing that, but they weren't panicked like, oh God, what are we going to do? Down a point. Yeah. Well, here's what we're going to do. We're going to run ghost and blah, blah, blah. And I can be calm because they know what we're going to do. So that's and so my first bit of advice on end of game situations is you've got to, and it's hard. I've done this for a really long time. It is really hard to carve out time for it. But you gotta, and you really have to sometimes more early in the season than end of the season.
Well, and you have the luxury, right, of 6 days in the gym, right? And you can run special plays and whatnot.
And the youth coaches don't. I agree.
Yeah. 2 hours, maybe hour and or 3 hours a week in a practice, right? At most. What would you say
you get one thing?
Think about.
You need one baseline out of bounds play, one side out of bounds play, and one long play to get the right person. With 1.8 seconds on a Saturday in July, it's going to be hard to win it. But you should have something where the right person is getting the ball. Now, I'm going to give you a golden nugget here that you can put in your notes, youth coaches, is the rule is it's a dribble a second. So if there's 4 seconds left in the game, you get 3 dribbles max, and you got to let it go. Okay. And usually if it's 4 seconds, I'll say you got 2 dribbles because I don't trust them, but it's a dribble a second. So with 1.8, he caught it, he dribbled it, he shot it, he got it off because he had about 2 seconds. He had time for 1 dribble because the ball didn't start till he touched it. But it's a good, and my guys know that. My guys know it's a dribble a second. They know if there's 7 seconds, they get 6 dribbles. And if there's more than 6 dribbles, you ain't getting it. But
that's a great rule.
For a youth coach, I think it's really important to simplify. I mean, if my playbook's this thick, you don't want that. I'm showing like a half an inch. But you don't want that. You want one play you run at the end that you can get a score underneath, one on a side, and the side one should be if you got to go 3/4 quarter, if you have to go quarter court, you should be able to run it both ways. And then 1 full court. 4 things. That's all you need. They can be your normal plays. That's fine, especially out of bounds underneath. And then you should practice them. You should play them and practice them. I think that's important.
Are you saying though that those things are different than your bread and butter?
No, I think they can be the exact same because this team hasn't seen you, but you have to have one of those. I know a lot of coaches will have maybe one side out of bounds and one underneath, but they don't tend to have the long one. And the long one, what I like about a long one is you just got to get the guy curling and dribbling to a strong hand is the kicker. Like you want him curling, catching, and then going. People that are watching on YouTube, I'm catching it, and as I catch it, I'm putting it down with my strong hand. So if I'm right-handed, I'm curling, catching it, and then I'm going. You don't want them curling, catching, and going to their left hand when they're right-handed, especially at the youth level. Because they're going to cross over or they're going to turn it over. At least that's what I remember from the youth level.
Well, and then you're also talking you're up with 1.8 or you're up with whatever 5 seconds, 6 seconds. You're down, right? Different situation. So
and there's so many. It's so hard as a youth coach.
It's so hard. It's really
you can't work on fouling. Right. You can't work on but you could work on we're up, and maybe you're coaching at the 7th grade level. We're up. We're going to go to a 2-3 zone, and we haven't run it the whole game. There's some little tweaks you can make with some nuances. There's 35 seconds left. You're up 5, and you've played man the entire game. You go to a 2-3. It will take them 12 seconds to figure out what you're doing. kind of thing.
Yeah.
But again, you have to have a team that can nuance that and work on that and be able to do it.
Yeah. And making sure when you call that timeout that
there's a lot of
running the
work
zone, right?
But I always, and this is a good thing for end of game, and we practice this during the game. I always tell them, and I have an assistant coach, so I'm blessed, but we always tell them how many timeouts we have,
right?
Who has the possession as they leave every timeout. Hey, we only got one timeout, blah, 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 blah. You know, again, it's a communication thing, because really at the end of the game, it's about communication.
And do you teach, so you're down, you have more than 1 second left, right? Maybe you got 30 seconds left. Are you teaching to foul?
At
the youth level?
Yes. I mean, I teach the less than 7 seconds. We're up 3, I foul. I still have to teach it every year, because we taught it with a week to go in the season. We were working on it, and one of my kids went up and bear hugged. The foul was a bear hug. And I go, you can't do that. So I had to stop practice. I go, this is not okay, because that can be an intentional. Now, not everyone's going to call it, but they could.
They could, right?
And then it's like, so you got to practice. It's like anything. If you want to do it in a stressful, I was just walking something on Gino recently. I think it was maybe his masterclass, and he's talking about, you have practice here, and you got to make it more intense, because if you're playing in the Final Four, you're going to drop because of the nerves. It's not going to be here. It's going to drop down. Right. You need this to still be higher than most people's highest kind of thing.
Right.
Because in stressful situations, we tend to panic. We tend to not be at an A. We may be at a B plus. So it's some of that is about repetition and practicing. But all right. Anything else, Coach?
Yeah. And again, go, you just to kind of wrap that up, do the best you can, have those sidelines, sideline play, baseline, full court, and then some basic, just general things, switch the defense up, maybe go full court if you need to, if you weren't doing it all game, move to a zone, and also educate, like Coach Collins said, we have one timeout, right? If we get stuck, let's call that timeout right away, or possession arrow is in our favor. So, just little things that you're not necessarily, it's all part of the game that you need to teach, because eventually they're going to need to know all of those things as they progress into high school.
Right.
Okay. New podcast. Check it out. usportsinsider.com. You're going to love it. And
awesome. I'm so excited about it. I am.
Yeah. Yeah, because there isn't much.
Let me know if you like the artwork, because Coach made the artwork. If you don't like the artwork, just let me know.
Then I didn't do it.
Oh, you didn't do it?
If you don't like it? No, I'm kidding. If you don't like it, then yes, I did the artwork. I did the website. I'm teasing it right now.
Yeah. It's like he's the artist, the graphic artist. So there you go.
I just play one on the internet once in a while.
Play one on the internet. So give them that URL again.
Yeah, usportsinsider.com. You're gonna love it. Launches. We got our first podcast up. We have 9 in the queue. So
don't look for it. I mean, maybe I'm hoping it will be up on every podcast form at that point. By the time
the best place to find it, though, is subscribe to it at usportsinsider.com. It just sends you an email, and we'll send it out when there's a new podcast.
And we'll let you know when it goes live on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and YouTube. We'll let you know when it all does that. But you're not gonna want to miss it. It's gonna be awesome. All right, some big names. Telling you,
they're coming big.
All right. Till next week.
All
right. Bye.
See ya.
This podcast is part of the Sports Social Podcast Network.
Memorial Day doorbuster deals are here at Lowe's. Right now, rewards members save $80 on the Master Forge 4-burner gas grill, now just $149. Plus, rewards members save $900 on the Lowe's exclusive Hisense French door refrigerator, now only $999. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 5/26. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. See Lowe's.com for more details. Program subject to terms and conditions. Details at Lowe's.com/terms. Subject to change.